we'll need to make sure that the upper body is going to be balanced throughout the run, so we'll work on that in this lesson. As we can see, as the character runs, the upper body is a little off balance, so we're going to work on that, fixing this up in this lesson. Before we even get to that, let's go ahead and work on curling the upper body down, okay, to resemble more of a run. Right now it doesn't look that way at all. So we'll start with our center of gravity control and just go to the rotate X. We'll select both keys so we can make sure we move both our start and end. And now we can just start bringing our keys up, and we'll rotate this just slightly. Okay, so we can bring it up to about a value of 6 here. And then go to the back control and do the same thing. We'll bring this up even more. Okay, so we'll just keep rotating it forward to resemble the body's disposition in a run. Alright, so I think that'll be good for the back control. And if you like, you could bring this to a value, both keys to a value of 43. Okay, now we go to the chest, and the chest will actually rotate that back instead of rotating it forward so the character doesn't go off balance. So we'll select our start and end keys and just hold shift and middle mouse button, click and drag downward. Not much. I think that'll be fine here. So we could even round this to a value of -3 for both keys. And then for the head, we'll want to make sure that that is lifted up. He's not looking down as he's running, so we'll go to our rotate X and rotate this down so that the head is looking up, or bring our keys down so that we'll rotate the head up. And alright, I think that looks pretty good. So we could bring our value here if we like to +40 or -43. Okay, so now that this is done, we can work on adding the shifting of the upper body to stay balanced. So what we want to look for here is just after the character has passed its down position on about frame 4, can go a little bit after that, a couple of frames after, on frame 6, and actually have him shift his weight to the, in this case, to his left direction based off of where the planted foot is. So we'll have him just shift his weight, and keeping in mind the amount of weight that he's carrying, because that's definitely going to be a factor as well. Okay, so brought it to, that's about a value of 12. And since it's close enough, we could actually take this key and bring it to a value of 12. And being that we've done this on frame 6, we need to go to the mirrored frame of this, which is actually going to be frame 17. So on frame 17, we can use a value here of -12. So we'll put in that value of -12 on that side. And then going to our translate X, let's go ahead and adjust our tangency so we have a nice flow going from our start to end and end to start. And here's what we end up with, and we could even take off one of our frames, our last frame, to view this. Alright, so we're getting some really nice shifts here. Another axis we want to keep in mind is the Z-axis of the upper body of this center of gravity control, because that should also be rotated as well. And we could add a 1 frame offset to this so we don't have everything looking more robotic. So to add a little bit of follow through here, we can go to frame 7 and then just rotate the upper body, not much, say to about a value of -4. Whoa, not 43, but -4. There we go. Definitely didn't want to bring it that much. And we'll also look at our rotation Z to see what's happening here. Can frame our key. Okay, so being that we used a value of -4 there, on frame 18 we'll use a value of +4. And then we can go to our start and end keys and adjust the tangency. So as we hit play, here's what we get. Alright, very nice. So now the character is staying balanced throughout the run, and we have his his upper body position in a way that it looks a little bit more like a run. All right, what we need to do now is work on adding some X follow through. So basically having the upper body move back and forth in the X direction. So we can bring our attention to that in the next lesson.